Okay, let me check. All right, it's enough. All right. Good evening, guys. It's Lara. I'm reading this book, Lunch, and I just wanna reread this book. 제가 요즘 읽고 있는 책인데 한 번 읽었는데 한 번 더 읽어보고 내용을 좀 정리하려고 좀 읽어볼게요. Let me read it for you or for me. 어디까지 읽었지? Okay. So whether you're in a time of transition and you desperately want to start a business, or you're running a department or a profit center at a major corporation, or you're a solo practitioner or service provider such as a lawyer, massage therapist, a Ayurvedic astrologer, etc., and you're sick of the dollars for hours sharple. Or you might already have a successful online business, but your sales are stagnant, and you need to inject some momentum into your business. Or you might even be an artist, such as a painter, author, jeweler, recording artist, etc., and you're struggling to get noticed in a very crowded digital world. The fact is that you need a launch. Every successful product, business, and brand starts with a successful launch. You can't afford to show up slowly. You need momentum and cash flow because they are the very lifeblood of every successful business. Okay. $1,000,000 days. After that, $34,000 launch. After Mary quit her job and came home to stay, my business just kept on growing. My launches got better and better, and my results got better and better. At that time, my best launch had done more than $106,000 in 7 days. All from my home, all with no step, all with almost zero cost. These were the quiet years. There were lots of great things about my business, and I loved my business and my life. I was making more money than I had ever dreamed of. Mary could stay home with the kids, and I'd be a full-time mom. We were able to move to my dream hometown of Durango, Colorado, where I could pursue my passion for all kinds of outdoor sports like mountain biking, whitewater kayaking, and skiing. That all changed, however, when I went to an internet marketing seminar in Dallas, Texas in February 2003. That all changed, however, okay. When I got off the plane in Dallas for that seminar, I didn't think my business was all that special. I figured there must be a lot of people with online businesses who were doing product launches the same way I was doing them. The success I was having was breathtaking for me, but I didn't know that making 6 figures in 7 days and a little one-person business was the type of thing that would stop people in their tracks. What does that mean? The success I was having was breathtaking for me, but I didn't know that making 6 figures in 7 days in a little one-person business was the type of thing that would stop people in their tracks. In the next 3 days at that marketing seminar, as I met lots of new people and forged some friendships I value and enjoy to this day, I realized that no one else was doing the stuff I was doing, and they definitely weren't doing launches the way. And they definitely weren't doing launches the way I was or getting the results I was getting. In fact, I was shocked when I realized that I had basically invented a new way of marketing, an approach that would eventually come to be known as the product launch formula. One of the people I met at this seminar was a man named John Reese. He's one of those guys you realize is brilliant the moment you meet him, but at the time he was mostly flying under the radar. He was a true internet marketing expert, but few people knew it at the time. He stayed in touch after the event and became friends, and I shared my product launch secret with him. In 2004, John put my techniques to work on two launches. The first one was for a 3 day seminar he put on. It, it did almost $450,000 in sales and proved to me that my techniques would work outside my little business, teaching people about the stock market. John's next launch was for a training course on how to generate traffic for one's website. And this launch, what is that smell? And this launch was a game changer. It generated $1.1 million in sales in just 24 hours, $1 million day. I need to close the window. It smells bad. Oh, hold on a second. I need to turn on the fan to ventilate the bad air in my room. Okay, let me continue. What was I? 어디까지 읽었지? 1 million 어쩌고. Okay. John's next launch was for a training course on how to generate traffic for one's website, and this launch was a game changer. It generated $1.1 billion in sales in just 24 hours, $1 million day. What makes the number even more shocking is that his business was a tiny micro business he ran from home with almost no staff or team whatsoever. I think John had one person helping with the launch and a part-time customer service assistant. I was attuned that this new marketing approach I had invented could generate. I was attuned that this new marketing approach I had invented could generate such insane results. But at the time, I was still publishing my financial newsletters, and I was starting to get, even though I was starting to get regular calls from people looking for help with their launches, I was largely still behind the scenes in the bigger internet business world. I had a wonderful life living in Durango, running a great business, going skiing and mountain biking with my kids. I was happy behind the scenes and not looking for a spot in the limelight. But after John publicly thanked me for my help with his launches, the cries for me to consult on launches kept getting louder. And after urging from John and several others, especially Yannick Silver, I decided it was time to publish my work, to start teaching others my product launch formula. The day marketing changed. The day marketing changed. I suppose the real test came on October 21st, 2005. I had decided to launch my product launch formula training course, and my reputation and my business future were on the line. After all, the proof really was going to be in the pudding. If I claimed to be an expert on product launches, I better do an outstanding job on my great product launch, right? But even though I had made successful launches and helped others do the same, there was an extra challenge this time. I was creating an entirely new business, starting over from scratch. All my previous success had come from teaching about the stock market. Now I was going to be teaching people how to launch products and businesses online. I didn't have an email list of prospects in this new market, and my old list of stock market investors wouldn't do me any good at all. I didn't have expert positioning in the market. I was largely unknown. I was largely unknown, except to the few people I had helped with their launches, but that didn't slow me down because I knew how get around such limitations. I'll show you how when I teach you about JV launches. So the pressure was on, but by this time I was an old pro. My launch was a crazy success. In the first week, I sold just over $600,000 worth of my new product launch formula program. And with the launch, I had instantly created a new business and developed hundreds of new clients and a list of thousands of new prospects. The proof was on the pudding indeed. Since then, it's been a wild ride. Over the years, I've continually updated and revised the product launch formulas so that it has evolved into a complete training coaching program. PLF arguably has become the largest selling internet market training product ever. I have thousands of product launch formula owners, and many of them have enjoyed jaw dropping success. It's hard to quantify their total results, but I know that my students and clients have done more than $500 million in sales, and that number goes up every day. Remember, most but not all of those PLF owners are small, even micro sized businesses. That's not like Google doing another $500 million in profits. These are mostly tiny businesses, and the impact of those sales are absolutely huge. And I've had many PLF owners equal my six-figure in 7 days success, and more than a handful have had $1 million launches. People have used PLF in every type of market and niche you can think of and realize a tremendous success. In fact, it's almost become a hobby of mine to keep track of many of those markets. Here's just a partial list of some of the markets: dating advice, test preparation, Photoshop tutorials, loan officers, what is this? Realtors, juggling, college admissions, baseball coaches, mixed martial arts, SAP programmers, knitting, croquet, croquetting, mutual fund investing, trading, forex, futures, stocks, etc., dressage, real estate investing, learning guitar, training doctors to read ultrasound, learning piano, business coaching around the world, health food, raw food, massage therapy, romance, writing love letters, personal trainers, medical herbs, fiction writing, horse training, pet care, meditation, dog agility training, marching brand accessories, tennis instruction, yoga, youth soccer coaching, songwriting, hand analysis, indoor bicycle training, brain science, self defense, adventure travel, cake decorating. Remember, in the interest of brevity, I gave just a partial list. There are dozens and dozens more examples. Don't make the mistake of thinking it won't work for your business or market. It's also been used all over the world. I haven't heard from anyone in Antarctica yet, but it's been used on all of the other continents of the world. I've successful PLF students in dozens of countries, and it's worked in more languages than I can keep track of. And it works with all kinds of products and businesses such as physical widgets, online membership sites, online services, offline services, dentist, tax services, etc., estate sales, ebooks, coaching, mastermind and networking groups, consulting, artwork, painting, jewelry, etc. B2B business system sales, nonprofit fundraisers, board games, getting people to church, real estate, travel packages, software, apps. Again, this is only a partial list, but here's the takeaway. Along the way, product launch formula and my PLF students have completely redefined the way stuff is sold online. It's been a wild ride. I could never have imagined the world at first newsletter I sent to 19 email addresses would lead. Enough about me, what about you? So now you know the story behind the product launch formula. But what does all this have to do with you? Can this formula work for you? Can you start an online business using my product launch formula? Or if you already have a business, can it help you grow your business? In my experience, unless you're selling what is this? Unless you're selling a commodity like gasoline or sand, or you're operating an emergency service like a locksmith or bail bondsman, then the answer is an emphatic yes. I've seen so many PLF owners have so much success in so many different fields that almost nothing surprises me anymore. And in this book, I'll be sharing some of their stories. You will meet people from many different walks of life, people with widely different products and businesses. Folks like Susan Garrett, who teaches dog agility training. She started using PLF as a complete newbie, and has since created an enormously successful business. Or John Geller, who sells products about foraging for edible and medicinal herbs and plants. John was on food stamps when he did his first launch, and now he has a six-figure business. Or Will Hamilton, who sells tennis instruction products and has used his product launches to create a strong enough brand so that he now partners with top-level tennis pros. All of this might sound like magic or complicated or just plain unattainable. Well, stick with me and you'll see that it's not complicated, that it just plain works, and how and why it can work for you. I've organized the book to follow in a logical progression. In the first five chapters, I'll give you the foundation material, including an overview of the PLF process, along with email lists, mental triggers, and the sideways sales letter. In the next three chapters, I'll walk you through the launch process itself, including the pre-launch, the pre-launch, and then the open cart. The final six chapters will be about fitting PLF into your business and your life, including the seed launch. This is how you start from scratch, and the JV launch, how you can do those big mega launches. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that PLF is easy or automatic. There is definitely work involved. Like I said at the beginning, this is not a get rich quick scheme, but the reality is that thousands of people are creating these types of small, underground, highly profitable online business. And with product launch formula, they are putting together super powerful product launches or entire business launches that are creating nearly instant sales and momentum for their businesses. Sound good? Are you ready to roll? Are you ready to roll? In the next chapter, I'm going to work through the basic structure of a product launch formula, and then we will work forward from there. Along the way, you're going to see why it's so completely revolutionary, why it works in so many different markets, and why it works and why it works for so many different types of business and products. And soon I'll get to the crazy story about how I made more than $1 million in sales in a single hour. One more thing, make sure you go to dot 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 to get all the extra training videos and resources that go along with this book. Alright. Chapter 2, Food Stamps to Six Figures. The Product Launch Formula Explained.